Hey guys, I would just like to do a short video on how I like to apply my print and cut decals. These are a little different than iron-on decals or the regular iron-on decals where you have one solid color, but these are much more detailed because they're an actual printed image. You can actually do real pictures as well. I would like to do a short tutorial on how I like to do it. I'm going to be using my own home iron, a pillowcase, because I know that's what's normally readily available to everyone. Not everyone has a Teflon sheet or heat press. And this is just much simpler to follow and watch a YouTube video than to read off a piece of paper. Alright, stay tuned. Alright, here are some items that you're going to need. This or something like this is going to be what you receive from me. It's just going to be a backing sheet with the actual decal, and these are, they're not glued to the back, but they are stuck. The paper itself has a little bit of a grip to it that makes the material actually stick to stay on. So you'll be receiving one of these from me. You will need your white pillowcase, and always try to use white. I have had problems in the past whenever I've used like a red shirt or a blue shirt. It does transfer onto a garment, so white is always great. You will need your transfer sheet. This will be something that I send you. These can be reused. Sometimes I send two. I normally will send two. Sometimes I may send one. These can be reused though up to 5 times, but I understand everyone may mess up. I even mess up sometimes. So sometimes I will send one or, at least 2, typically. And you'll also need scissors just in case. You may not need scissors, but you can. I want to point something out that you can cut anywhere along these lines. Can be cut. As long as it's not cutting the actual image, you're good. And you also need something to rub down. I like to use this just because it's what I've got and it's what it's made for, but a credit card or anything flat and stiff of that nature will work perfect. And of course, you'll need your shirt, towels, fabric, whatever you're ironing on, and you'll need your iron. All right, let's get to it. All right, so I've noticed that my transfer sheet, the transfer sheet, is not going to be big enough to do all 3 narwhals. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut away this bottom narwhal, just so I don't have to worry about that. Okay. So what you need to do to transfer this, if you've ever done regular adhesive decals, it's just like that. So what you need to do is you'll be placing your sheet down on top of your design. And this is a very important step. When you are rubbing, make sure you rub good, but make sure you rub the actual image very well, because if you pull away and the sheet is not stuck to the image properly to pull it away from the backing sheet, the ink will lift up and that ruins the decal. So this is a very important step. So what you can do is pull very slowly back. Let me see if I can. I'm not a YouTuber, but I'm trying my best. So what you can do is you pull very slowly. Okay, that didn't stick, so I need to rub it a little bit more. Just rub a little bit more. And you just want to make sure that it actually picks up. Okay, we got a good application there, I believe. Okay, so you see right there it's sticking. And if you have more pieces there, that piece right there didn't stick up. So now I need to rub it a tad bit more. Once you get that 1 corner piece lifted, the rest of it's just going to lift up on its own. And it can be a little tricky. Another thing you can do is if for some reason these little stubborn small pieces don't want to stick up, you push on the back with your finger and you kind of just push them forcefully onto the thing just to get it started if you have to. It's definitely not going to mess it up as long as it is not tearing off the actual ink. You are good. But you can give it a little bit of a push just as long as the ink is not being lifted. So keep doing that. And if you have one hard, solid decal, not a bunch of pieces like I do, it'll be much, much easier. All right, now we are finally at the ironing on part. So what you need to do is you have your home iron. And I don't like to put it on the highest cotton setting. I like to start off on the lowest cotton setting. And I know everyone's settings on the irons are different, but what you do to start off is you want to iron on where you're going to put the decal. Don't have to be much, just get it flat. Because you definitely don't want any wrinkles underneath. And you need to apply your decal where you want to. I need to also think of where this one's going to be. So I'm just going to kind of move it around, make sure I like it. So I'm going to eyeball everything. Alright, I believe that's perfect. So, what we're going to do is take your white pillowcase, and you're going to lay it down. And with pressure, that's something I think a lot of people forget, is that you don't always need heat, you need pressure. So, here's my decal. I'm going to place the iron. And you never want to leave it still, like kind of move it back and forth. If you leave it still, that's just going to cause problems with your pillowcase, and then it's going to ruin your shirt, and you have all kinds of problems on your hands. So for about, you can do 15 seconds at a time. I would do about 15 seconds at a time, take it off, pull it back, check it out. And what you can do to see if anything's happening, lift up. This obviously isn't done, it's not adhering at all, so you want to go back for another 15 seconds. And if you seem to be doing this for a good while, you may want to amp up the heat, apply more pressure. I've even known some people to stand on the iron. I personally wouldn't recommend that, you might get hurt, but I've known some people who will stand on the actual iron to make sure they get all the pressure. Something I just thought of, when you want to check these decals and they're hot still, whenever I mean check, you literally only want to take and lift up just a tad bit of the corner just to make sure that it's stuck. Because if you pull these decals off when they're hot, you may mess up the actual top layer of the ink. So these are definitely something you want to wait and peel when they're cooled off to the touch. If you have bought from me before, you may notice that in my directions on the sheet of paper I said you want to notice a ripple in the actual transfer sheet. Well, this is the ripple that I'm talking about. I don't know if you can see it well, but you see the ripple in the thing. So this is pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to record this as I do it. This is the best angle. So what I'm going to try to do is what you do is you pull off real slowly. And that, I was about to say, wait a minute, it's not on there, but it's on there. Okay. Pull off real slowly. And there you have it. You hear my little one in the background. And something to remember when you're actually applying these, and if you're unsure if it's actually going to stick, do you see within like the whale's belly in the white, how you can see the threads coming through the actual decal? That is what you want to look for. That means that it is adhered successfully. I may be able to go over this a little bit just to make it stick a little bit more. I'm looking at some areas. But yeah, this is it. This is your final product. That's all you have to do. It's really simple. If you have any questions, you always can message me on Etsy. I'm always there, or I try to be. And yeah, so this is how you do it. Thank you so much if you've bought from me. Your support is great. It's truly a blessing. And I will see you soon. Hopefully, I may make some more other application tutorials if this helped in any way.